Alright, Shalom. This is YAHAWAH out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that pushing out this truth and sincerity. Alright, now coming at you with a quick lesson. Alright, and this is going to be a response video to this survey video. It's like a poll. Alright, where they basically surveyed a group of so-called white people, alright, or Edomites. A couple of them, maybe one of them could have been a Jake, and one of them said he's Irish, so I don't know. But you know, these are so-called white people. Anyway, I'll enlarge it so you can see, but this is basically the spectrum. Alright, you have to the right of your screen, strongly agree, disagree. Alright, you know, you've seen this, if you've ever done a survey, you've seen this before. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and get straight into it. And they made a few statements. Alright, in this video, alright, just to give you a quick synopsis, alright, one of the questions they ask, they go into pride, okay? You know, so-called white people, their pride and everything, and they touch on certain racial issues. The original video is called "Do All White People Think the Same About Race?" Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so they invited 6 white Americans to see the range of their beliefs. Let's go ahead. We asked them to agree or disagree with various statements about race.
Technically white. If you're from England, if you're from Australia, if you're from wherever, South Africa, you know, we all have these crazy places we come from, these people are around, and we get those ideas from those people. But that doesn't mean us as a whole have no culture.
But as a white person...
Alright, so, alright, let's stop there. Alright, the first question was, do white people have culture? Alright, now, you heard some of the statements she made. She said, we all come from some of us European. I'm going to repeat it one more time. It's kind of low.
Crazy places we come from. We're all technically white. If you're from England, if you're from Australia, if you're from wherever, South Africa, you know, we all have these crazy places we come from, and these people are around, and we get those ideas from those people. But that doesn't mean us as a whole have no culture.
But as a...
Alright, so, here you have, she made a statement, you know, these different regions of so-called white people, alright, they have different cultures, alright, which she is right in that, okay? You have Edomites, alright, which, you know, so-called white people are Edomites in the Bible, okay? Alright, but basically you have Edomites in South America, like she said. You have them in Australia. You got Edomites, Russia, Europe, America. Alright, so Edomites, or so-called white people, are scattered across the world, okay? The same way Israel is, okay? But you're going to have Edomites in different regions of the world, okay? But, you know, do they have a culture as a whole? I would say no. Okay, because each particular regions that these people go in, you know, is different cultures. Now, did they originally have a culture, so-called white people? Yes. Okay, because they go back to Edom. Okay, Esau. Their forefather is Esau. All right, which a part of their culture, a part of the culture of Edomites is uh, well, when you go into the characteristics of Esau in Genesis 25, all right, matter of fact, I'll get it. Okay, but it says Esau was a man of the field. Okay, let me find it. 1 second. 25. Yeah. Okay. Genesis 25 and 27. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Okay, so today, all right, like I said, you have different perspective cultures of Edomites, but their original culture was what? Was hunting and being men of the field. Okay, all right. That's why Edomites, so-called Edomite or so-called white people, they love to hunt and go hiking. You know, they're real outdoorsy. Okay, they love to hunt as a sport. That's Edomite culture. Okay, Edomite culture is hunting as a sport, being outdoorsy, hiking. They love mountains. Okay, they love they eat meat raw. Okay, um, so many more other things. Okay, but you have things that go across the board. All right, as far as Edomites go, no matter what particular region they're in. All right. Um, it says, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Okay. You know. So, all right. On the flip side, Jacob, Jacob had a different spirit about himself. But like I said, these different attributes that you would attach to Esau, okay, that falls into their culture. Okay, that falls into their culture today as far as their characteristics go. All right, so let's keep going.
Person, it's not really a culture. You can have culture, like I'm hella Irish, obviously, and that's a culture. But that just being white is not it's not a culture. I can't relate to you just because you're white.
I think you could say that for any ethnicity, though. If we were all black, could I relate to you?
So, as you see, he's saying that Irish is a culture. All right, you have different regions that have a particular culture, but as a whole entire race, there is no culture, which there is. It's just that they haven't been informed of their ancient culture, all right, which is being Edomite, okay, being seed, being of the seed of Esau. That goes into their culture as a whole race, which really, okay, like I said, it's been revolutionized, okay. But even our weaponry that's Edomite culture, because what? Because Esau received the gift of the sword, okay. His gift was the sword, so that's why, going back into hunting, guns and different weaponry, that's Edomite culture, okay?
If just because of the color of our skin?
Yes, because they go through very similar experiences, like they'll get discriminated against, and you're not getting discriminated against because of your skin color. They can both relate to that.
But I also feel like with culture, we branch out, we try different things, we want to do different things. So maybe we've lost a little bit of our culture. Maybe we're creating a new culture.
There you go.
Right. So yeah, as you see, says they've lost their culture, which is correct. Okay, because Edomite culture, first of all, Edomites come from the Caucasus Mountains, all right, and northern Russia, okay, and their culture was what? Mountainous. Like I said, they eat raw meats. Okay. They were of the caves. That's their original true culture, which they were Hebrews. Okay, but they're red Hebrew Edomites. Okay, all right, and you know, she said, you know, they had lost their culture, which she's correct on that.
You were creating a new culture.
and they're creating a new culture. So really, both of those are right because that culture has adapted into modern day uh, different variations or Slovakia, different regions, so to speak, of different cultures, like a melting pot. Okay, America's a big melting pot, so it is being created and added on to as we go on. You see what I'm saying? All right, so let's keep going because I'm not gonna do this whole video. I'm just, you know, you can watch this video on your own time. But this is I'm just gonna skip through the main points. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna actually skip forward now. There's one thing I want to touch on starting here, I think.
Then I'm totally fine with that. But as a white person, you can't say that word without feeling a certain.
Have a little bit of.
Yes, I don't really think that I'm above other people.
You know, I don't feel like I'm superior from like being higher up on truth, but this is a real thing and it's unfortunate. But like I have a little bit of a.
Okay, Slovakia, I'm still trying to find it. All right, here we go. All right, here it is. All right. I live a privileged life. Okay, here we go.
It's so sad to say because I never say.
All right, so there you have it. All right, white privilege is a real thing. Okay, and you can tell. All right, with surveys, okay, there's a lot of truth when it comes to surveys. Okay, all right, if you just take 6 random so-called white people, all right, their reactions and opinions will make up the truth of things. Okay, all right, for lack of, you know, if you follow my drift. Okay, so anyway, they said that they have white privilege, all right, which is true. Okay, and you know, right now, well, really, their white privilege is the fact that they're in rulership. Okay, all right, the so-called white people, the so-called white race. Okay, starting with the elites on down. Okay, they're the dominant race. Okay, on the planet Earth, pursuant to Job 9:24. All right, it says the wicked control the earth. Okay, the earth is under the hand of the wicked. Okay, so meaning that you have these so-called white people that are in power. Okay, this is their system. This is their world, so to speak. Okay, if you read 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, okay, it goes into how Jacob is the end of the world. Slack Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that means that this is what? This is Esau's world. This is the so-called white people's world. Okay? So as you see right here, am I privileged? You have two of them on that say agree, and 3 of them that strongly agree. Okay? And that's the majority. That's the vast majority of them. One of them somewhat disagreed. Okay, but she's basically in denial. Okay, so let's get some white privilege in the scriptures. Okay, because these so-called white people are still benefiting off of the atrocities of their ancestors. Okay, all right, they're still privileged based off of a system that's in their favor. Okay, all right. Matter of fact, let's keep going real quick while I get this preset. 1 second.
Loud, but it's the truth, is like getting pulled over by the police. I always feel like I have a little bit of a one-up because I'm white, because I'm a woman. And I feel so bad that that's the truth, but this is a real thing and it's unfortunate.
For me, as an individual, I feel like I'm not privileged. Sure, like, white people background came from, like, being higher up on the scale.
All right, so let's stop there. So, let's get... Okay. It says, matter of fact, I want Slack it. Actually, I'll get this real quick. All right, this is Psalms 49:11. It says, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their land after their own names." All right, which that goes into white privilege. All right, because basically they have the lands are named after their own names. Okay, the lands of America, the lands of Africa, are named after so-called white people. All these different roads and streets and areas, all right, they're named after so-called white people. So that alone lets you know that these so-called white people, they own. This is their world. Okay, this is their system. Okay, now let's get. Let me look for it. Let's see. It's lucky. Let me see if I could try to find it real quick. All right, but I'm gonna go back a little bit in this video.
Say, because I never say it out loud, but it's the truth, is like getting pulled over by the police. I always feel like I have a little bit of a one-up.
That's right. Yeah, because you know, she said she feels like she has a one-up. You know, because this system, this court system, is geared towards favoring white people. Okay, favoring so-called white people. All right, you know, white skin. Okay, there's a saying, last hired, first fired. All right, and that's for the so-called for the Israelites. All right, but on the flip side, the so-called white people are the first hired and last fired. Okay, all right, they use their skin to their advantage. All right, so-called white person can get out of jail and go get a job and turn their life around, but on the flip side, a so-called black person, let him mess up once and he's done for life. Okay, that's white privilege. Okay, white supremacy. All right, this whole system is geared off of white supremacy. All right. See if I can find it. Hold on.
Because I'm white, because I'm a woman, and I feel so bad that that's the truth, but this is a real thing and it's unfortunate.
For me, as an individual, I feel like I'm not privileged. Sure, like, white people background came from, like, being higher up on the scale, but I've gone through really hard things before. You know, I don't feel like I'm superior over other people. So as an individual, I don't feel like I'm privileged.
I think privileged, I guess I don't really think that I'm above other people. I just think that naturally I'm treated differently.
Yeah, it's like perception.
That's right. Yeah, naturally, because society favors them. Okay. You know, which, you know, these Edomite so-called white people do have a sense of superiority, all right, contrary to what she's saying, all right. They do have feelings of superiority, through white supremacy, because really that's a contradiction of what she's saying. Is she said that people naturally treat her better because she's white, but for you to admit that, then that's white supremacy, okay? That's superiority, because over time, over you constantly being treated better and treated with white privilege from society, it's going to rub off on you feeling superior, okay? It's going to naturally rub off on you feeling superior. The same way with the so-called Negroes, the same way they feel inferior, okay, off of being oppressed. All right, naturally you're going to feel superior because people are going to treat you better. All right. This is Exodus 21:16. He that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Okay. And how did the so-called white people get into power? Matter of fact, let's get this. All right, this is Sirach 10:8. Okay, says because of riches, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Okay. That's how the so-called white man got into power, okay, through unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. It says the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That's right. So the so-called white man got into power through wickedness, okay? All right, and like I said, this is his power structure, all right? And the Most High, YAHAWASHI, put him into power, okay, as punishment for the Israelites, okay? All right. All right. Let's see. Still looking for one precept. Bear with me one moment. I'll keep it playing while I get it.
Perceptions.
Yeah, I think that's a huge misconception. I have privilege that I didn't ask for. It's just society sees me as like the standard for whatever reason, and because of that I get treated differently. And white privilege, like you said, it's not about what you've gone through or what you experience. It's 100% how the world sees me.
Alright, let me see. I still can't quite find it. Lord willing, it'll come back to me. I kind of left me. But anyway, this next one is I am proud to be white. Now this is really the main one that I wanted to focus on out of this video. Okay. All right, now watch this.
3, 2, 1. Just be in the middle.
Yeah. Can there be a middle?
All right.
Gotta pick a side.
All right. So here you go. So here you have it. Matter of fact, I'll let it play out.
I almost went there too. It's like
I think
so
like
hard.
guiltily.
Right. So as you see, all of them went to disagree. Okay. All of them went to disagree. I am proud being white. Okay. So I'm gonna read this. This is Obadiah 1:3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's right. This is an example of Esau's pride deceiving him, okay? Because they're losing that power, okay? All right? These Edomites are no longer proud to claim being so-called white, okay? Why? Because now there's a stain on the so-called white race, okay? There's a stain on being white, okay? you know, like brothers always say, white people are the new niggas, man. All right. Now it's becoming bad to be white because what? Because of their history. Okay, you had the girl earlier. She said, you know, because of the history. All right. Matter of fact, I'll let her say it. Listen.
I'm like happy that I'm not oppressed, but I'm not proud of like things people have done in the past.
That's right. So there you have it. She's proud of not being oppressed, right? Or she's happy to not be oppressed, and that's that white superiority. She's happy to receive the benefits of being white. All right. So she's very, very thankful to be white and thankful to receive the benefits of being white and not oppressed, right? But at the same time, she said she's ashamed of that history because what? Yeah, because what is the history of the so-called white man? Okay, the history of the so-called white man is lies, rape, robbery, murder, deception, thievery. What else? Identity theft. Okay. All right. This is the history that these so-called white people are afraid of. Okay. They hate to deal with stuff like this. All right. Now let's get Romans 13:9. All right, because this is the history that so-called white people have to face. All right, and now it's coming to a point where they're no longer proud of that history. Okay, like I said, there's a stain there. It's a for so-called white people now. It's embarrassing. Okay, it's a they're not proud and they're not proud to be white. Revelations 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right. So their history is being is leading people into captivity. Okay. She said she's not proud of that history. Their history is what? Killing with the sword. Is leading the Israelites into captivity. Okay, that's their history.
I'm like happy that I'm not oppressed, but I'm not proud of like things people have done in the past.
When I think of being proud of something, I think of something I worked for, or that I had to do nothing to be white, absolutely nothing, and nothing was taken from me because I was white.
It's like saying,
yeah, because really, you know, what did he say? He said, nothing was taken from me for being white. Or let me go back.
I think of something I worked for, or that I had to do nothing to be white, absolutely nothing, and nothing was taken from me because I was white.
Right. So he actually makes a good point because, hey, that's just the way he was created. The Lord created him. I don't know if I think he said in the video there was a slight chance he could be a Jake because he said he was Irish or whatever. But you know, these so-called white people, all right, really, he makes a good point because they were just created that way. Okay, they were created to be Edomites. Okay, all right, and they just have to play their role. All right.
saying I'm a proud white person is a completely different saying than saying I'm a proud black person. Because when you hear I'm a proud black person, I think empowerment, I think strength, I think courage, I think, you know, all these amazing things that the black community has done and accomplished throughout the years. But then when you say I'm a proud white person, already there's...
And this right here is Deuteronomy 37 coming to pass. All right, I'm gonna read it. Deuteronomy 30:7, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Okay? Yeah, because what was one of those curses? Thou shalt be a byword. Okay? Basically, you'll be hated. Okay? So the world hated the world hated the Israelites. Okay? The world showed hatred towards so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But guess what? That's starting to flip around to where now so-called white man is getting all the hate, getting all the hatred, right? So she said a good point, which is she said it's a different statement to be a proud so-called black person. All right, so now it's okay to actually be a proud black person, because basically that represents strength and overcoming oppression. That's what a black person, a proud black person, means, is basically fighting through the curses. Okay, all right. But now it's becoming, now they're ashamed to say I'm a proud white person, because they know that if they say they're a proud white person, it's gonna come off as racist. Okay, you know. And this is really what this is what racism breeds. Okay, which really there's nothing wrong with racism, but the way people attack racism is with a negative outlook. Okay, people look at racism as you know, with a negative connotation, with a negative perception. But really, racism is very simple. Racism just means you're in favor of your own kind. You're in favor of your own people. Okay, we were all created to be different nations, to have different cultures. Okay, all right. If you read Romans 9, okay, it says the objects of mercy and the objects of wrath. Okay, so we weren't all created the same. We were all different nations of people. All right, and racism is just the division of the different nations of people. So there's nothing wrong with being in favor of your own people, but you know, like I said, going back to that pride, these white people, they don't want to. They're afraid to now claim. They're afraid to now be proud of being white. Why? Because it comes off. They know that they'll receive hatred behind being proud to be white, because they know that everyone hates a proud white person. All right.
So much like hate involved in that.
And that's because actually, and that's a spirit, because what I just said, she just said. Listen to this.
Say I'm a proud white person. Already, there's so much like hate involved in that.
The thing about that is like how you said, someone who says I'm proud to be black, that's empowerment. Why aren't I allowed to be proud to be white? What makes it wrong?
You haven't been oppressed.
Yeah, what are you proud of? Just your.
Yeah, exactly. What are you proud of? What are you proud of? Right? And like I said, she just said the same thing I said a minute ago, was the fact that let me go back.
Already, there's so much like hate involved in that.
There's so much hate. Why? Because being a proud white person, everyone hates a proud white person. These curses are starting to hit these so-called white people, because people are starting to hate them. Okay, you go in different countries, they starting to attack so-called white people. South Africa, different regions. All right, in the Middle East. Okay, certain places they don't mess with so-called white people. They hate so-called white people. All right, there's certain places that the so-called white man cannot go. Okay, which is the curses being reversed.
thing about that is like how you said, someone who says I'm proud to be black, that's empowerment. Why aren't I allowed to be proud to be white? What makes it wrong?
You haven't been oppressed.
Yeah, what are you proud of? Just your skin color? Because yes, that is wrong.
So you're saying I can't be proud to be white because I don't have a culture?
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's that when white people say they're proud to be white, a lot of times, at least in my opinion, they're talking about their skin color, that they're not a different race. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But as like we were talking about, as a proud black person, they've been oppressed. That a lot of their culture was stolen from them. Then a lot of reasons.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of their culture was stolen from them. See? So there you have the Israelites. Our culture has been stolen. So with our culture and our knowledge of who we are, hey, there's truth in this video. Because, you know, they're going to tell the truth. All right? Our culture was stolen from us. So for a so-called black person to be proud, okay? And I mean proud as a sense, like in the sense of being proud to be an Israelite, or being, having a sense of pride in your nation, okay, all right, which is totally fine. It's okay to be proud as proud to be an Israelite, but not to be proud as a person, okay, as a personal characteristic, okay. That's the difference. All right, but it's different now saying that being black and proud, so to speak, is a good thing now, okay. Which, hey, during before during the 40s and 50s, okay, being black and proud could get you put to death. All right, so that goes to show you that these curses are reversing, okay. Let's keep going.
That I don't like proud to be white is because it has the Nazis used it, the KKK used it. I don't want to be associated with any of those things, so I'm just gonna completely stay away from that.
Sure, I'm not proud of like what my culture's done, but at the same time, like I would not want to be anything else. If I had to choose another race, I don't know what I would be. I'm okay with where I am, even though I'm getting backlash about being white.
Food questions? I was waiting on.
All right, so like I said, all right, she's getting, she felt like she was getting backlash for being proud to be white, okay? And that goes into, like I said, the pride of thine heart that hath deceived thee, all right? Because Esau is losing that power, okay? He's losing that pride, that white supremacy, all right? White supremacy is at its end, okay? White privilege is at its end, okay? Because now it's becoming a negative thing to be white, okay? To be an Edomite. Now is the worst time to be an Edomite, all right? All right, so with that, I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakudash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Shalom.